Hi everyone, it is me, Jordan Long. Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. Hi, Mike today, Jim Ross, and Booker T here. And today on NXT, we're going to have a good show, here today on NXT. And anyway, we're going to see an old friend of ours, which I don't really think is a friend of ours. Donald Trump is going to be here. Mike today says, well, first off, Jim Ross says, he's not really a friend, he's not truly a friend of mine, and we know that he thinks in his mind that he's going to win the four-settership again from 2025 while 2028 YL. But but he wouldn't be my friend. I can tell you one thing, Booker T says, a lot of folks are frightened, Mike and Jim, of what he'll do if he becomes the four-sitter of the 4-1 rights again. A lot of folks didn't like how we handled things the first time around, 2007 between while the 2021 while, so they're worried about how he's going to handle things the two this time. Booker T says, always go to ring now, Mike today says. Now we've got Donald Trump in the ring now. This is going to be good, Jim Ross says. This man is not really known for being a good speech giver, Jim Ross says, at all. Everyone thinks that I should be worried about Kamala Harris. Well, I got a head start on her because I was standing for the four-settership going back as early as the first month. And Joseph Biden, he did one wise thing by stepping down because he knew he couldn't beat me. And now we got Kamala Harris, who thinks that she's going to beat me. Think again. I have an upper hand on her, and she only has 3 months to get to where I'm at. So I know I'll be chosen as a four-setter again. And then I'll be your four-setter again from 2025 YL to 2028 YL. And I dare anyone to tell me that I wasn't a good four-setter. And I know there's going to be some folks in the Winnemalt, the House of the Lords, the House of the Elders, and the House of the Folks, who are going to get ready to strike me down for wrongdoing as soon as I walk in. As soon as I get oathed in again. Yeah, you want to know something, Donald Trump? This is the only way that I can get my hands on you. Don't you know that some slayer almost seeked to kill me not too long ago? And you know that. Well, I'm deeply sorry to hear that someone seeked to slay you. A lot of folks don't like you, but it was sinful and unlawful for someone to seek to slay you. So I'm sorry about that. But I'm still not going to choose you as the four-setter of the 4-1 rights. You know what? Who really cares if you choose for me or not? Because I got a lot more folks that will choose me. You going to choose Kamala Harris? Well, you're backing the wrong horse. Yeah, well, why don't we have a match again? Like we did, and we could do it again. Well, I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a fighter. Don't give me that shit. I saw what you did. We saw what you did at one Wrestle Madness when Bobby Lashley fought Umaga, and how you close rode Vince McMahon down, and how you took a stunner from Steve Austin at the end of the match. So don't tell me you never wrestled, never fought. Well, it looks like we're gonna get our match here today. Mike today says looks like it's gonna be Braun Strowman fighting Donald J. Trump. Oh, And even if he does become the four-setter again, the 4-1 Rights, Mike Today says, everyone's going to get a good laugh out of this. Jim Ross said, I know the only folks out there that might not like what's going on to him is his kid and his friends, if he still has any friends, that is, Jim Ross said. Here comes Braun Strowman knocking him down again. And the Fight Lord has to get this back in the ring before the match will be thrown out. And Donald Trump right now, it looks like he is in the bind. Booker T says he's been in the bind his whole life. He's been guilty of a lot of sins and misdeeds, and some of them he's lucky to have never gotten any lockup time, either in Gabber, Wright, Scheer, or Neer. You know, Booker T says, and it's a wonder why none of those have stopped him, why none of those misdeeds or sins have stopped him for standing for the four-settership is beyond me, Booker T says. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, Braun Strowman. Well, Braun Strowman has beat Donald Trump, or Donald J. Trump, the J standing for Joseph, you know, here today on NXT. And I know Mike Today said some folks are going to bitch about saying the match was too short, the fight wasn't long, it was one-sided, Donald Trump didn't get any blows in, Mike Today says. Well, Jim Ross says, at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some. You know, this Donald Trump doll we got came from Game Again one year. So, you know, if you know what I mean, Jim Ross said. I'll tell you one thing right now, Mike and Jim. Donald Trump might not get any on-look from anyone. You know, he seems to make more foes than he has made friends. You know. You know, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But Braun Strowman beat him. And I don't understand why that happened at all. Well, speaking of that, now we're going to have Joey Styles talk to Donald Trump. Alright, I'm going to be talking with Donald Trump here today on NXT. Alright, Donald Trump, it seems, Donald Trump, that you still have a bind with Braun Strowman. First off, Joey Styles, Braun Strowman is not going to stop me from becoming the four-setter of the 4-1 Rights this 11th month. You know. 2, none of those sins or misdeeds that I was guilty of stopping me from running for the four-settership. See, Braun Strowman just only irked that Joseph Biden pulled out, and that Kamala Harris isn't going to win. So he thinks by beating me up, he thinks he's going to do it. Well, Nibi just doesn't like you for the way you behave and what you say and do. And Nibi has nothing to do with you standing for the four-settership. You ever think of that? Well, Braun Strowman will be lucky that I don't law work him with one of my lawyers, Rudolph Giovanni, who helped me get myself out of a lot of lawful binds that I gotten myself to in my 78 years or so of life. Well, speaking of that, Donald Trump, you escaped Joseph Biden for being in his 80s. By the time your 4 years of four-settership is up, you will be in your 80s. And then a lot of folks will think that you can't do it. But then again, you only get 2 runs. That's right. But who knows? I could always get the Winnemalt, the House of the Lord, the House of the Elders, and the House of the Folks to make a new law where you don't have to have 2 times in if you want. But we all know that's not going to happen. Well, that's my talk with Donald J. Trump. Back to you, Mike Today and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Joey Styles, for talking with Donald Trump here today on NXT. And that's all the time we got here for NXT. Mike Today. No, before we go, we know we got an astronomer is going to be dealing with this. You are going to be choosing for me? No. You going to be choosing for Kamala Harris? No. I'm not really going to be choosing for anyone. Just to let you know, Donald Trump, I don't really like you that much. And no, you're not a wrestler, you're not a fighter, that's true. But you had her master Braun Strowman. Yeah, I did. And you and the whole TWF ownership and leadership should be thankful that I don't law work anyone. Because if I chose to law work someone, it would have been Braun Strowman. But I don't believe in that shit. Oh, that's true. You don't believe in that shit. What you believe in is lying sometimes, not being truthful about things, and then believing that you can get away with any sin and misdeed. Well, we're all men and women are sinners, I didn't say get away with things. I'm just lucky, that's all. And either way, I will be the force setter again from 2025 YL to 2028 YL. I will do what Grover Cleveland did. Well, anyway, that's all the time we got here for NXT. I, Mike Today, Jim Ross, and Booker T will hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite or Might.